Welcome back to the Knowledge Drop. This is Focus of the Flow Mode Crew, BBOYDojo.com. One of the most asked questions that I get is how often do I train, how much and how long per session, how many times per week, how do I train in general. So today I'll open this up for you guys at this episode of the Knowledge Drop. Now, why do you want to have an idea of a training schedule to begin with? Don't b-boys just train and practice all day, all night and hang out at the practice spot hours and hours after the session? Yes, they do, but by doing so they lose hours and hours of their time in a week to do other cool things in life as well and push their life further on other fields than just training. B-boys are the most inefficient, overtrained trainers on the planet. I prefer being consistent and efficient with my training, so I get to do other things in life as well besides my practice. And the time that I spend in the session is compact, gives me better results in less time. That's why I like to plan my week pretty good. Like Martin Rooney from Training for Warriors said, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. First, when planning my week, I don't start from planning my training. I start from planning my rest. Now in my mid-30s, I need 2 days per week to rest in order to fully recover. In my 20s, 1 day was enough, but now in the mid-30s, 2 days of rest per week is perfect. Normally, I rest on Thursdays and Sundays. A resting day in the middle of the week gives me enough time to recover for the last sessions of the week. The fact is that most b-boys overtrain. That leads to chronic injuries and not recovering fully to get the most out of your sessions. Rest is when the growth happens. That's when your body repairs the broken muscle tissue that eventually turns to more strength. So you don't get stronger during the actual practice, but you get stronger during your rest. During your resting time is when your brain and subconsciousness works on your movement as well. How many times have you noticed when you take a small break from your training and you come back to the practice, first session you get, everything works out kind of nice and easy? Well, your brain needs some time to process new things as well in order to learn new patterns of movement too. So with the 2 days my body and mind needs to recover, that leaves me 5 days to work with. I break during all those 5. Normally my breaking session is in the afternoon around 2 p.m. before the classes start at 5. That gives me the most possible amount of hours to recover from the session from the day before. If you break late at night, start early in the morning again, most likely your body is not ready and recover from the session from the day before. A great session takes 16 to 20 hours to recover. Good food is necessary, great sleep is necessary, a lot of water is necessary, but often it's not enough in order to be fully recovered to an early morning session again. Creative training in the morning is hard for me. That's why I normally break in the afternoons. That's when my mind and body are the most alert and ready to let loose. I'm cool to work out early, but as far as being creativity takes a little bit different kind of energy. A normal length for a breaking session is 1.5 hours for me. That's more than enough. Before, when I was coming up, building my arsenal, I trained longer. I trained 3 hours a day, sometimes 2 sessions per day. But nowadays, with the current arsenal, 1.5 is way more than enough. If I go longer than that, the risk of injury gets higher. I freestyle most of my session and concentrate on dancing more than learning moves. Yet I keep my movement versatile and flow both directions in order to avoid overstressing my body. Next up is the additional training on top of breaking. I attend a yoga class every week that gives me regularity in my training schedule. On top of this, I do kettlebells and bodyweight training 1 to 2 times per week. That gives me strength to withstand the stressful nature of breaking. So this is it, the perfect training schedule that works the best for me in my mid-30s. When I was at my physical prime, which I believe, by the way, for b-boys and b-girls is 27, I would naturally train a little bit more. Mentally, as far as understanding the dance, the prime doesn't really exist. You get better year after year as long as you're in the game. But physically, that's just biological facts. In my late 20s, I would still have the same amount of breaking sessions per week, but a regular training day would always have something else on the side. I would hit the gym, I would do martial arts, I would run, I would swim. But I worked my way up to a schedule like this over the years. If you start straight from scratch, 10 sessions per week, most likely you're gonna get injured from overtraining, and that's not good. And that happened to me too. Overtraining has caused me 2 discs in my neck. That's why I gotta be extra smart in order to train for another 25 years. So what I want you to do right now is to plan your next week's training schedule. Take your calendar or an empty piece of paper and a pen, and we're gonna work it out. Draw 8 lines in order to make the week schedule and write out the weekdays from Monday to Sunday, okay? Now let's start with the resting days. How many resting days do you need in a week in order to rock your sessions with full energy and recover in between, based on your age, stamina and condition? There you go. Next up, write out the breaking sessions that you have during the week. The more regular during the same time of the day, the better. Also write out the duration of each session. That's it. So Monday's a break later. I got a 7 o'clock session with the crew. I can't skip that one. Every other day is 2 p.m. session in the afternoon at the studio. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday and Saturday. Next up, we add the additional training to make it complete. Quality over quantity on this one as well. And here we go. Here's my yoga class on the Tuesday night. Monday morning kettlebells. Friday afternoon kettlebells. Or Wednesday evening is nothing because I teach on that day. Saturday, most likely my breaking session includes a little bit more stretching because it's at the end of the full week. And bam, your training schedule is ready. All you need to do now is stick to the plan and make it happen. And you can base your other life around this because this one is already set up. Don't forget to do other cool things as well. Learning new things keeps you inspired and makes the old things more inspiring and fun as well. Let me know in the comments below if you find this helpful. And that's it for today's knowledge drop. Focus is out. Boom.